game developers are leaving the industry and doing something, anything else, from line cooks to bike repairs. People used to be game devs are being forced to try something new. It's been a hellish few years for people employed in the video game industry, as big studios have been laying off workers every chance they will get. They get, while smaller studios are just straight up closing up. I mean, honestly, it's not their fault directly, because there was a big boom in 2020 and 2021, and now we're seeing the consequences of that. Yeah, you're releasing garbage that nobody wants to play, and now you can't sustain yourself. We've all read the stories and scanned the numbers of people affected, but what happens to the individual in the wake of their career and life being upended? A career video game developer's first instinct upon being laid off or quitting a job that had become too much might naturally be to go find another job in video games. But you can't do that because there's no jobs. That's how previous boom and bust cycles have tended to work in this business, but as the layoffs continue and funding for new studios dries up in 2024, the math simply doesn't add up. There's just not enough jobs for all those looking. Yup. Bravo! Your constant complaining and not buying video games has finally caused the video games industry to crash that you've been wanting for more than a decade. I hope you're happy, V. What are you gonna do now that you've destroyed your own hobby? I hope you're happy. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, womp womp. Don't care, didn't ask, make better games. Dude, that would be sick. If we have a video game renaissance, that would be amazing. Start pushing out all those fucking dumb corpo borpo dumbos. We need better corpo video games. They have so much money, they could make something good. Like Skyrim VR, but with actual titties in them. I used to work at McDonald's for years before getting into game development. Ironically, over the years I worked in the game dev of working in a kitchen has become more appealing than being in games. It's time to go back to McDonald's! He's like, oh, get me back in McDonald's. Moving out of video games into something else isn't as easy as driving an Uber and going to the beach for a year. I mean, some people would argue otherwise, but... A veteran developer who had spent over a decade in video games was recently laid off twice in 1 year. Damn. Both times at companies with what he described as unbelievably toxic work cultures. After almost 3 years of toxicity and struggle, I was completely burnt out. The idea of rolling the dice, interviewing to join another possible shit show was paralyzing. I am 46 and looking at my future in a notoriously ageist industry. Blizzard sounds like, looks like Blizzard. Yeah, they do work people like dogs over there, from what I understand. 46 and being a snowflake? No, you don't understand. There's a lot of ex-Blizzard employees who were worked like dogs and not paid a lot of money. They make you move to California and they pay you jack shit because that you work for Blizzard. I mean, not saying that this person does, but like it's possible. You guys gotta take it with a grain of salt, man. You're always like, oh man, this bitch is a pussy. It's like, well, I mean, if you worked in the industry for 20 years, it kind of sucks. Yeah, they get really burnt out and they get really sad.